What's up with it, Hugo? I was just talking. My mic was muted. I didn't even know that my microphone had been muted. I had no idea. But what's up with it though, man? Yeah, I've been real busy, real busy, real busy working on stuff, trying to get things right, get this online store up and running because I know it's a lot of people out there be supporting the channel. Thanks for buying shirts and supporting the channel, or thanks for super chats and different things. But I put up my merch channel from the other website I had built, but I went a little further and started doing something else, or something bigger. So it's like I've been working on that the last few days, and it'll be right hopefully before Monday. I can have it up and running. What's up, Hugo? Shiganda and the Awoken One. And I don't see who over here. I don't be seeing who on Kick, but I had to even move to a new spot. I relocated. Relocated, so but all in all, how's everybody going? How's it going? I know it's good. I know it's good. I said every time, when my girl she come home early, I smoke a blunt, bro. I be whoo wee. My mind be kind of out there. It be out there. What's up, Horseplay? Afro Demon. Hey, it's funny, bro, because I was just thinking about that, the psychedelic journey, and it like how like it's almost, yeah, it is a beautiful day outside. It's like the psychedelic journey is the warrior's journey, because you start to go through all these different phases of being just human in general. You go through all these different phases, these feelings and these emotions, and you get a better understanding of the way you feeling and how you living your life and things that you are doing, bro. It's like the craziest thing, because a lot of things even that you turn away from, you kind of come right back, because you looking at them different than what you did before. And it's like, bro, that's what it's been like. The transition has been cool. I haven't started microdosing yet. I said I want to wait until the glow goes away. When the glow goes away, I said then I'm gonna start microdosing, because yeah, like it's the glow is like still on. Like I still have this beautiful glow after that one experience. It's like it I don't know if it lasted this long before, but it's lasting and it's just going. So like I'm gonna wait till it ends, and then I'm gonna start microdosing, which I don't know if I should wait. But no, I already said I was, so it's like, yeah, I'm gonna wait till the afterglow, see how long the afterglow kind of goes, because man, the afterglow, it had me on so many different things, bro. Like the last couple of days, I've been finding out so much new stuff. You feel me? Just opening up different boxes. It seemed like, and it's wild because the fight, I think, with going along is life in life is like the fight is like understanding yourself, understanding you, and knowing you, and how you look at things, how you look at the world, how you view it. And I think like I'm in that spot right there, to where you start to recognize that you kind of been looking at it wrong. Like you've been sold all these illusions, and you just took these illusions and you ran with them. And it's like crazy, because it be hard when you create your own illusion. Like the hardest thing it is to do is to break out of it. Is to break out, like, because you don't want to let these things that that you made to be something, you don't want to let them go. It'd be hard to just let them go. And like some of the things that we say we want to, when we say we want to stop doing things, like we want to stop smoking, we want to stop eating fast food, we want to stop doing this, it'd be crazy, bro, because you didn't adapt it yourself to a lot of different things. A lot like, and I'm just not talking about with the physical things. Like we adapted ourselves and programmed ourselves with a lot of ideas at the same time, with a lot of ideas, and we didn't know that a lot of the ideas that we was grabbing was like cursing us. It was like cursing us in a way to where we couldn't expand our mind and go further than where we were or what we, and it's like, that's even something trippy to think about, because every time you even think about further, like, or getting better, like this is something that that we developed in ourselves, that we said, this is gonna make me better, or this is, or that's gonna make me better. It's like you said, it's the dragon just chasing its tail in circles. You just running in circles, constantly chasing, finding yourself, who you are, what you want to do, what you want to be, how you want to be, how spiritual you are. You steady chasing yourself. Let's see, I don't ever want to stop smoking, but the tobacco is something I eventually want to quit. Yeah, yeah, that's me right there. That's me right there. But we a lot of these things we just grown accustomed to. Like, it's weird when you start figuring out and seeing the little triggers that trigger you to do something that you don't really want to do no more. You like have these little triggers that when this happens, you always go and you do that. And it's like, dang, I think that's one of the parts, like, is finding what the triggers are, and trying to get over that. Like, especially when it comes to smoking. Cause like, I'll do that. Like, I have these little triggers. It'd be one thing happening, boom, I go right and gotta smoke. But now I don't know, weed is different now, bro. Like, from diving in so much now, I smoke. I'll be having. It seemed like all the information that I ever gathered off psychedelics just be running through my mind, and I can't turn it off. Like, I was looking up the other day, like why can't I hear my thoughts? Like, I was tripping off that, because that was one of the craziest parts of the experience. Is like, because I forget that I can't hear my thoughts like I used to. I can't hear them at all. Like, there's no sound or voice in my head. And they say it's like kind of rare, and I'm like going, damn, on the experience, I was thinking about it, and I was like trying to, I kept trying to activate it, turn it back on to where I could hear it, but it was like, no, it was not working. I could not turn that shit back on for nothing, but I was just like tripping, like, this is kind of fascinating, because if I sit back and I just sit still, I just have quietness in my mind, like instantly. Like, I don't have to practice on it. I don't have to stop the mind chatter or none of that. It's like the weirdest thing. But he said, yeah, I got to chill on the tobacco so I can smoke more weed. Now I'm down to like 1, 2 blunts a day. Sometimes, some days I don't even smoke. Some days I don't even smoke. I don't smoke as much as I used to, because I could smoke a blunt early and I'll be high all day. If I it don't get me no higher when I, but I'll be high all day for some reason, because I'm already on that lit surface, that lit spectrum. So even like yesterday when I was smoking with my girl, that shit had my mind out there. It was just like all these things running through my mind. You feel me? I'm going, dang, I got to do this, got to do that, got to do that, make this right, set up this website, get this part right. I don't know this. Like, when you start getting into something new, though, like, you don't really realize how much you do not know about it. And that shit is crazy, bro. I don't even want to talk about what I've been doing. I want the work to show for itself once I'm done. Like, once I'm done, then I can go, okay, look, this is what I got. This is what I did, and then I'll share then. Because I was even thinking about that. It's like, damn, when you kind of let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, they kind of, bump heads and stuff. So it's like, dang, when you kind of always, because I'm always doing content and I'm always talking about what's going on, what I'm doing in life, and all these different things, how my mind is changing. So I always be kind of straight up front and just talking about all these crazy things. And it's like, so when I come and I don't talk about it, I don't know, it just kind of don't seem right, because I'm always like talking about what I'm doing, or it's like the weirdest thing, bro. But I don't know. He said, let's see. Let me see something real fast. Let me see what is going on. Oh, okay. Yeah, we got people in Discord. Oh, dang. Oh, I didn't. Oh, okay. Oh, my bad. Did I pop in at the wrong time? Was you in here serenading? Was you in here
Hey, true.
serenading?
Don't worry about that. Kristen will finish later. We ain't doing nothing. Yeah. What's up, crew? You got any recommendation? We're on the Bluegrass Hotline at 104.5 Trippy DMT Travel Ride. We have like stories here.
Nah, I was
Come up
just
from behind the
I didn't know somebody was gonna be in here. I was just popping in. I was on live, so I was like, let me go on in. What's up with the crystals? I was like, let me go on and pop in on Discord and see if it's open. As soon as I came in, I seen y'all. I said, dang, Theo got it popping
I'll
with
give
the
you one lick.
bluegrass.
There you
With the
go.
lip curl.
With the
Lip curl.
Got him.
Almost got him.
yeah, Theo be smacking it. Dang, wait, hold on. I'm clicking the wrong thing. Okay, let me click that. Put that over there.
I was
Do
just
this right here.
reading,
You was just doing
but
what?
I'll
Reading what?
reading this book earlier. I got a quote from it right here. It says, "Truth. What is truth? And by the way, if I always tell you the truth, you might start to believe me. The most important thing is, what did you learn?"
If I tell you the truth all the time, you might just start to believe me, huh? What book is that?
The
That's,
Music Lesson by Victor Wooten.
oh, the
It's
music.
a wizard book. The music level. It says right here, a must read for any music enthusiast. Someone said it's the best book on actually playing music and also mystic laws of life. It says right here, Victor Wooten is Carlos Castaneda. It's a good read. It's real easy read.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
The Carlos Castaneda of the music.
Instead of you just sitting there like with a cactus in
What's up,
silence,
Robbie?
having that telepathic back and forth, you're just doing that with your instrument. When the
Yeah.
instrument's laying on the ground, it doesn't make music. But
Ro-
when the musician picks it up,
Robbie said that's a good read, Theo. He said that's a good book right there.
oh,
Said, you know what? Maybe you should read it off mushrooms now. Read it off
Drew
mushrooms.
popped in on live, and I was trying to in my darkest hour over here, Shiva. I was
Huh?
in my darkest hour with Kristen. I was fractal, they can't get love from me. I was trying to really struggle through a bluegrass song. It wasn't bluegrass, and he pops in on live. Oh, hey, we weren't doing that.
Yeah, because I popped in like probably like 20 minutes ago. Wasn't nobody in here.
That's a damn lie.
We was here.
It wasn't when I popped in. It wasn't nobody here. So I didn't go in all the way. I opened it up, but nobody was here. So I just waited a while.
You've been here for hours.
Bo.
You have not been there. Impossible. Impossible.
Oh.
That's impossible.
The darkness makes diamonds.
You've been here since 2:02. That's how long we've been here. It's 3:55. What you mean you came in here 20 minutes ago?
Yeah, maybe it was longer. I don't know. Maybe it was, could have been longer than that. But I came. Then I had.
If you do something like
out.
you're basically in darkness in a sense. So if you do the darkness and the light, or if you always do everything like play your instrument like people are watching. That's another way to say the same thing, I think.
Yeah, I had made the live. The psychedelic journey is the warrior's journey.
The warriors.
What is?
The warrior monks eat meat.
It'd be like, hey, warriors, come out to play. Hey. Hey, but what you,
War is
well,
inertia.
Then he went on the battlefield and it was only him.
Man.
All we're doing is talking to ourselves.
Yeah, if it wasn't you, who else would it be? That, I don't like getting caught up in the oneness no more. I think it's a disease. I like for reals.
It's a
I'm a
disease.
superhero.
Yeah, it's a disease.
Neuralizer device.
That word.
And it's nothing can fix it. And nothing can fix
It's
it.
the
Ain't nothing.
dream.
Because it ain't broken.
Once you
Yeah.
get in sync, I don't think you can get out of sync.
Yeah, that's the wild part. Because you know, you be trying to get out of sync. You try.
When you're going in that dance, like imagine the symmetry back and forth. You're doing dance moves in the mirror, and you try to get out of sync. It just gets into a deeper pocket, deeper groove.
Yeah,
That delay, like life is really
He
good, like
said-
echo pedal.
Hey Theo, you said it correctly from the book. You know, if you keep telling yourself the truth, you might begin to believe yourself.
The problem. If you
might-
believe it, you don't need to know it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Does
You're
believing
busy.
it does believing in anything even really matter?
Effortlessly, it could be itself, and you could perceive it. If there's food outside, you don't need to go to the store. Store it up. It would make
Yeah.
more sense to leave the food as you could slaughter an animal that day would be more healthy. Pick the food when you need it.
Essentially, what we are
Only
is
from
way
winter we-
different from the energy around us. It's just a different soup.
Yeah, a different, just a
Self
different
being
suit.
self with self. When you're in space and you scream, no one can hear you, and no one is there listening.
So it's
Wins-
no one
like
cared.
that warrior's journey is like kind of what you're talking about. Oh, seeing that I picked up the way that I walk from my uncle, or the way that I hold my fork from this, like all these different attributes to this body or to this mind we might have picked up. So going through, you talk about the warrior's journey is like almost being in conflict with the memory or the imagination.
Like the warrior's journey, like stuff in this timeline where like time goes from front to back, and you could build up prana just to have prana feel good with lots of prana. But we use prana like martial art. Like when you move your hand, I can squeeze my hand. My prana is being fully efficiently used because I'm predicting that next movement to move with intention.
Yeah, and this thing is like self-organizing in a way. So not believing anything, not knowing anything, shedding the things that we have accumulated to then see what remains. And that's how you get that,
Because sometimes it seems like
that God
with that gut
complex,
feeling,
Christ consciousness. It's called we call it a bunch of different things, but it's
it's subtle to want to do it because when
Awakening.
you get that activated, you want to cling on to it, or sometimes like I think the survival instinct of human mind wants to cling on to an idea, and it's so paradoxical. If you just forget it, so to speak, or just like let it be, it'll actually come back stronger and more alive than ever. A new update, but then it's like
we have this like shared. Rupert Sheldrake talks about it. The 100th monkey syndrome. We're kind of connected in a way that we can share these thoughts or share the experiences without actually going through it. And so we'll pick up or have an experience of a thought when that thought, the other day when the bunch of titties came in front of your face, well, you might have seen all your past ancestors or all the future all these different. So you try to name it, you try to put it in a box, and then that's what you're doing. But if you just sit there and let the experience flow past you, that's a different type of awareness or consciousness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because you'll try to put it into, like you said, a box and try to explain it and make it into something. But that I think that's when the illusion kind of starts because now you're putting something on it.
Right.
You're not taking the time, like you're
It's
not
like
letting it give
it's a
you whatever it's trying to
simplification.
give you.
Right.
I think it's like you're putting like a math problem on it that you can easily solve as like a form of like a compressed zip file.
Going up. Yeah, I don't know, bro. But the journey is crazy. Like when it comes to just having the psychedelic journey, because the different understandings that you go through, bro. That shit is weird. Like, cause you can see, you like, damn. It's almost it's no different than the life journey. Like if you
Oh,
pay attention to the life journey and like you're going through life and as you go on, you learning the rights and wrongs, the do's and the don'ts. It's like even when you dive into the spiritual journey, they both the same. It's like,
yeah.
but it's like we're putting different names on the shit and making
Right.
one bigger than the other, but they're all the same.
Right.
That, that is weird as shit to sit and think about. That's weird. Like,
Yeah. Some part of us likes this separation, and we can experience unity through the experience of separation. And so it's different for me or Theo or you just a little bit. The soup is just a little bit, might be spicier over here. It might be more savory over there. Might be more sweet over here. Like, and so we'll get into these
Like,
complexes of, oh, you got to do this thing. You got to do this thing. Well, until we start going and doing it, we won't figure out if it works for us.
don't you think that's the wild part? Is the fact that okay, it might be spicier over there, but who's saying it's more spicy?
because they're saying it's more spicy
Like,
than what? Than it
yeah.
normally is there. Because where you are, your nose doesn't smell what's there if you're always there.
It's like, wait, hold on, yeah,
And it's
yeah,
that self-reference. Like we start self-referencing stuff, and it's like the same way all the molecules of light are reverberating back to me around me, and it's like a constant. I can say this is my apartment, this is my room, but then sometimes in correlation, since everything is correlation and implication, and most of what our belief or what our mind is knowing as reality is coming from something we don't see by all the implied meanings from the context of what we're going through.
yeah,
So it's like the
and
same way I can
really,
effortlessly perceive, I can be fully receptive here. I can also, sometimes your thoughts, you don't know which one's which. Your thoughts can make up before you can even say it. It's
yeah,
some type
your
of
thoughts
subconscious
gonna make up some shit.
reality.
I said, and
And if
then
you don't
like
see that again and again and view it,
when you really see the underlying belief of everything, it's like nothing is really even happening. But I wish I
and it
could
is.
explain it. I wish I could explain it, in the way, it I can see it. But it's like I can't explain it. It's like nothing is really happening.
Jim,
Like we
before you might get jumped trying to explain it, but you're right.
Yeah, no thing. And nothing is happening is a double entendre. No thing is happening. There's not a thingness to it. We put the thingness on it.
Mm-hmm.
We take the clay and then mold it into a pot and then fire the pot, and now we can use the pot. But where the
But do
pot
you
is not
realize
is
that?
where the pot
My
is
bad, go
not
ahead.
is where it's useful. You make a room. You take some clay and you form it into walls from the earth, and now where the walls are not is where they're useful. So it's like this paradox. That's what a double entendre also means.
Yeah, what was you gonna say, Sun Tzu?
I was just,
Oh,
so I don't even remember. I think I
oh,
could pop it on the top of the brain. It's like the things that we discuss though
psychedelic.
is the things. That's nothing. So what are we discussing? And not right now in most discussions. That's why we don't really build nothing. You know what I mean? That's why Ego had to blew that video about magic yesterday. You
Huh. I didn't
know
catch
what I
that.
mean? Think about it. We're saying nothing exists and it's all nothingness, right? And
Yeah.
Shiva just explained how we make the things. And the things are not real because we could blow that shit up right now and then become caveman again and forgot that we even was here. So what's real is just knowing that you exist.
That's it. Just knowing that you're here right now. That you're here
Yeah,
right now.
this moment is a gift. That's why they call it the present. It's truly a gift.
The
And we
present.
can cause confusion or complications by putting a hierarchy to these things, but to see that this life does have a process, that our words, our life, our psychedelic journeys, our loves, our hates, all these things have a process that is not separate in nature. It's all a part of it,
Oh.
not
Every
apart from it.
it all comes from this. What's up with it, Charles? It all comes from
Bars.
this.
Just tuning into the bars that y'all dropping.
It's it's not us dropping bars, it's you.
Man, I'm on my break right now, but I got a quick little journey if y'all got a moment.
You know we always got a moment for a journey. That's always.
So man, so had some new boys that I had grown called Zillas, and from what I remember, they're a mix of KSS's, um, something else, and then apes. So anyway, um, so boom, I go in, took my little took my little four grizzles, and I go
Oh, we can't even hear you now.
checking myself, like, all right, how I feel, and it was like I felt the come up and everything came, but after that, it was like it was nothing, like no visuals, open eye visuals, closed eye visuals, other than you just kind of feel like you lightweight in that state. So I was like, all right, all right. Now I had been on a smoke break for some time, so I'm like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get a couple more, maybe just do 2 more grams, and then I'm gonna smoke some. So I did that, and then I have my y'all familiar with the Casina vest
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
use with my headphones or whatever. So I threw the vest on, and I got this one track. It's like a 40-minute track, and I've been waiting to bump this when I'm on a journey. So boom, I'm starting the journey. Boom, I mean the music started or whatever. I got my eyes closed, and it was deep because it was like once the music started, it was like I was on a safari, or like I was going through like a Disney ride or something. Even though there was no motion, I was moving forward, and it was like things was passing me and different things like that. And I hear like an internal talking in my head, but then I realized it was me talking out loud. And then I'm like, this don't even sound like me. Like, who is this? And I'm like, is this ego? And then I heard, what's ego? And I'm like, what's ego? And I'm thinking like, well, the ego is, like our perception here, like who we are, what we develop, and the whole ego death. And I'm like saying all that and relaying all that. And then it took me to a spot where it said, come on now, if you go far enough, then there is no separation. Therefore, there is no ego. It's all you. It's always you. And you experiencing it. That's a further separation to bring you further from the truth. And I was like, oh shoot. So it just really hit me one of them like aha moments, where you just really like, oh shit, like I really just cracked and unearthed something.
Yeah.
And man, it was just I haven't had one of the moments in a minute where you just some like an idea come to you or something and it's just so profound. And I was like, oh dang, like it was telling me, hey, there's no ego. I was like, oh shoot.
Yeah. Like
Um
No, keep
After,
going, keep going, keep
go
going.
ahead.
No, go ahead. No, you
I was
go
gonna
ahead.
say after that, after that, um, man, after that, I end up falling out. But what happened there is, man, when the green kicked in and them extra ones kicked in, I hadn't smoked in a minute.
Yeah.
That shit got intense like a mug. I had to stop the music and shit because I'm like, man, I think I'm breathing a little hard. And then I'm like, so I took the vest off or whatever, and I was breathing a little hard. And I'm like, oh shoot, okay, let me sit down and relax. Like the vibrations, like it was like almost overload stimulation. But the deep part was like when I was listening to the music, it was like taking me on its own journey, and then the ego thing popped up. So yeah, that was the main thing. So I appreciate y'all listening.
That Psychodolo said, so ego is kind of like our 3D mind, thoughts, perception. It's like it's the part of the illusion.
Yeah,
Because like you said,
Yeah,
yeah,
go ahead, Exile.
and it's not to kill it; it's to use it in a way where it's a tool for the ascension. Because we wouldn't have an experience without having a separate ego, a separate body, a separate thing. And these are only in a certain perception. But you align those and start to use them to your benefit, and you can see the greater truth. Not thinking that it's separate or maleficent or derogatory or defamed, something that is dirty. Like some certain religions do that, where it's like, oh, the body is shameful, but the spirit is good, and so it builds in this perception of separation.
mm,
We'll just talk about separation. That's what's weird.
for real.
But that I think that's the hard thing to like understand when things are, when this is like I'm over here, you over there type shit. It's kind of hard to see the oneness. The like to really grasp it.
Yeah.
So like Charles, if it like did it push you into the taste of the oneness to where you see the all like
No, I didn't get any of the oneness on this one. I didn't get any of the oneness. It was just like, and that's the deep thing about it, because it's like you answering the questions and you asking the questions too. Although
yeah.
I know it's not coming. Well, it's coming from me, but it's not coming from me. You know what I mean? That's the deep thing about it. So it was like, because I was like, man, like I don't even talk like this. I said, what is this? I said, is this ego talking right now? And I was like, what's ego? And I
Is
was
it
like,
the
what's
language
ego?
right now? Is it the language that got me in a trap right now, or am I just talking? But I ain't even talking because this ain't even my words. What the fuck?
Right. And then it was in my head. I'm thinking I'm talking in my head. I had to literally take off part of the headphone to see that I was talking out loud. That was the other
Oh
deep thing about it. I'm
wow.
thinking, oh, this is going on in my head, and I'm talking out loud in the room, sitting there chilling.
Wow. So you was
Yeah.
you
So
sitting up there thinking this was you talking loud or was you talking low?
He's probably screaming.
That's
well, I was
lit.
I was the only one there. No, it was normal conversation level. Yeah, like this normal conversation level. And then I'm like, this is it. I know my words is coming out, or I know words is coming out, but I'm like, who is putting these words here? Because I ain't even. And then it kind of went to like, is there really an ego? Like, hey, look, if that's just pulling you further away from the truth. And it was like, oh shoot, well then, no ego. Like, yeah, I guess ultimately, yeah, we knew that. But the way it kind of put it in my face was like, boom. And I was like, oh shoot, okay. Mhm.
Yeah, cause like
Yeah.
okay, that I think that's another trippy part. Is like you being all the things, so you would be the ego also. Like but that's like you said, we already know that. We already know we the ego, but
Right.
that part that the ego is like people be trying to like Exile said people be trying to get rid of it, And it's like, what if that's not even the ego that they're getting rid
I
of?
think you
What if
cut out,
that's
but
oh shit. Test, test,
No,
test.
you're here.
No,
I
what
hear
if
you. Hear you.
like when people say
It's like
they trying to get rid of their ego, what if it's not actually the ego that they're getting rid of? What if it's just it's an idea basically.
Yeah.
Or
it's
not.
like basically saying you want to get rid of like your whole life. If all life is memory, the thing that makes us add 1+1 = 2. At first, it's simple, but then it becomes integrated with all that already was. But it's kind of like saying I want to be reborn without any memory. But really, what we're saying is we don't want to be in that feedback loop of something that blinds us from the real truth, like echoes. But I guess it's more also like something to do with the body, like physical body comfort and like the survival of being a human, not just to eat food, but to feel comfortable. And people have fears, all these subconscious compulsive activities, like fears of stuff that looks a certain way or sounds a certain way.
Shivanga,
Yeah.
when you're dancing, right, do you ask questions or you just move to the beat and you just create dances while you're moving to the beat?
No, bro. I started dancing and I was like, I didn't know I could fucking dance.
What's up with
I
it?
I, I thought it was hard. And you start dancing, your body's like, oh no, put the balance over here. You might, smash somebody's foot, you might spill your drink at first, but then you realize you're your own balance. You might
Yeah.
make something up that nobody's ever seen in that little space or that thing, and you get people clapping for you. You're like, damn, I can dance.
I do got moves.
Oh,
Mhm.
so while you're dancing, you're thinking
Yeah.
about, oh, so you dance different. Because when I'm dancing, I ain't thinking about what I'm doing. I'm just moving to the beat. And I ain't thinking about the people.
It's kind of like when I play guitar, I'm playing the same thing. My hand is dancing, and it's like I'm not thinking
There we
about the
go.
technique. I'm thinking
There
about
you
the
go.
dance. Like the thought of the dance move is the movement itself. But there is a subtle layer where I start to, if I move slow enough, I start to have more options. But it's not the same way thinking because you're not sitting down and clearing the table and saying, all right, let's really think. It's like you're on the go, still doing it. You're in the flow. A mixture of muscle memory and
You
getting
get
like a receiving information in the moment, like Tai Chi,
that flow. You get in that
problem
flow
solving on the
state.
go.
right.
You get in that flow state. It just goes.
It just goes.
And it don't matter, whether it's
Yeah.
good or bad. It just goes.
It just moves. Yeah, that's just what
And
it
then is
is.
that the perceived ego? Is that the perceived ego that kicks in that tells you, hey, slow it up a little bit. You don't want to spill your yak on my man's shoes next to you while you're grooving.
Thing is, we don't even know what's an ego because we're not talking right now. That's the thing. We're not getting it. We're using a language. We have our
Right.
own language, so we can't speak. Actually, we just communicate. We just doing something I can't describe or define. It's undefined actually, because we ain't doing shit. We just look like we're doing something. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
but
I mean, we
I
could
think that's
really
the beautiful
down
part is
cool. Make it make sense,
don't you think
even
that's
though
the
it don't.
beautiful part though? Is the
That
fact
is
that
the
we
beautiful
feel
part.
like we doing something. Like you want to feel like you
I
doing
came in.
something.
Hey yo, I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's not like we can't do something, but as long as we thinking with this language and talking with this language, we ain't doing shit. We only building a system.
Yeah. We're following the system.
Yeah, it got us moving in autopilot.
Yeah, we following the whole system. What's up, Crow?
What up, Red?
How's it?
These ain't my
I just wanted to
motherfuckers.
ask
These niggas
Charles.
conditioned me with this shit, so I could think
A
the way they
question.
Hey,
want
Red
me to.
Bro, you been
Think
good?
how they want. Think and do what they do, cause that shit looks like the thing to do. Everybody else doing it. So what the fuck am I gonna be the odd one out for? Hmm. Let's buy that system.
But it's also like a certain type of stillness because even if we do nothing, we're doing something. And that subconscious, it's like there's always the same amount of conscious, subconscious, and unconscious. Even when our mind hallucinates certain quantities of something, to think that it would be different.
Being far does nothing though.
So
You
if
know.
it's a certain thing in the physical, it's like, so they say the only way out is through. It'd be like, if I want to quit being an average human, it's like a certain level of our body being locked into different mutable routines, but we got certain regularity. Even though we can be dynamic and switch that up, it's like a way, like a
So
balanced place for you to stand.
they get us to use words like we. So there we go. We're doing it again because there's a we.
Well, no, the only way
And there's
out is
a I.
in. The only way out is
When
in.
I say we, I mean
Yeah, Crow was trying to ask Charles something though before Charles got to go.
Oh, go ahead, Crow.
we only know we through our. I'm being me, you're being you. We could say we or I, one.
I don't even exist on this type of shit.
All of us don't.
Bro, what you was saying?
Yeah, no, I just want to ask Charles. So you said you heard the voice that was talking, and you said it didn't sound like you. Did it perhaps sound more sophisticated or educated? Like it did? Did it use better vocabulary?
No, it wasn't like because like sometimes you say, hey, I'm communicating with higher self, intellect, and the wordplay is all that. This was it was no, it was just basic. It was just basic. What's an ego?
Okay.
And it was
like,
so fast. It's like, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, you guys are all describing the ego because like there's three parts of it, and it gets really confusing when you get into the ego.
Yeah.
Many people have different words of like parts of it. Yeah.
Because you got the super ego, and then you got the ego, and then like you guys are saying, you got the part of you that is you. But then like, because I just Googled it, because it is hard to like define words, but it's like, the voice in your head, right? That's the ego.
Yeah.
But then there's the aspect of the ego that it defines your self-worth, right? And that's like the pride part, like, do you have value and how are you valued? It's the part of you that feels less as a person or better as a person, and then our ego also is like our defense mechanism. Someone pisses you off, you're going to get defensive, and that's the ego. So like that, and that's why like they talk about the human condition. The human condition is the ego.
Right.
Yeah.
Dealing with assholes, right? Like dealing with assholes at the supermarket or something.
And if you hear what he said, Brad Wing, he said, you go further into, like, it's still just you. Each aspect, each one of those things is just you. But the more we learn about things, we separate it and go, so we'll have a name for it in order to be able to explain that thing, probably. I don't know.
You trying to dissolve you to get to something else.
To get to the other you. That is you.
Yeah,
and
that was like, established here. That you've been living all this time.
Yeah.
Because that's the same thing when we say like the ego death. It's just like you giving this up to proceed further to the next level.
And all
that's
it is.
That's my time, everybody.
All right, Charles.
One last quick question, Bill. How's that microdosing going?
I haven't started the microdosing yet. I'm waiting for the glow to wear off. The afterglow is still going. So I said I'm gonna wait till it go all the way away, because I'm talking about dreams. Last night was just on point, and I had remembered it earlier, but I forgot now. But yeah, I'm wait. I said I'm
Yeah.
gonna wait till the afterglow to go away, cause I don't want it to just stay in the afterglow. Like I go, I'm gonna just be in that already. That I'm already in. So let it go
Right.
away. Then I'll start.
Shoot, all right, everybody. It's been a pleasure as usual. I definitely try to tap in a little bit more now. So, yeah, love and light, everybody. Love and light.
All right, peace out, Charles.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Yeah.
So, did anyone see Long Legs? The movie Long Legs?
I don't remember that. Let me see.
So, yeah, it was like, so, like in the film,
No, I never seen this movie.
yeah, no, in the film, right? So it's like about a serial killer that, but really,
Hey,
I mean,
Theo,
it's
could
about
you?
a lot of things, right? And
Sorry.
the but it brought me back to one of my first DMT trips because the lighting they used, like every time they showed the killer, like he was very jester like, and Nicolas Cage plays the person,
Yeah.
Oh, the new
and he was
movie.
almost, yeah, the new movie Long Legs, and he was very like androgynous, and it gave me very much like Ball vibes, like he was like trying to be the demon Ball, and but the lighting they used, it brought me back to the first time I did DMT, and I was sitting in that ball pit full of meat with that jester, and it was just gross, man. It was like it captured it. To me,
Those
it was like when I went there, it was like being in hell, you know. And
That's not terrifying at all.
no, no,
Sometimes
it
it is.
what because like yeah, they were using like
Thanks for liking the video, guys.
when I say Christmas lights, like like if you had all red Christmas lights, like every time they show him in his house or something, there's
Yeah.
always like this red Christmas
And it
lights
wait,
in there, or
what?
green, or the green Christmas lights.
And it was the gesture. Okay, look,
Yeah, but
look.
that's what I took it as.
I've seen that.
What was that?
I've seen that like coming down off of DMT, and like sometimes on like mushrooms to where I get the well on the 4-ACL like everything had like these red like some like they be so lit up. Sometimes it looked like rubies. But then I on the DMT, like
Yes.
all the trees had it, bro. It was like freaky because didn't nothing else have it but the
Yes.
trees, and they would go on and off and
Oh,
on and off, like they was blinking like Christmas
dear.
lights. So,
What?
but that's the connection. I be thinking like we don't understand about certain like the overlay of realities, like
And yeah, yeah, and long legs in the movie, he had like the white skin, like that, like a clown white.
yeah.
He just didn't have any
What's up,
other of the
Abraham?
he didn't have any of the coloring makeup. It was, dude, it was so creepy. And his hair was white.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait, let me show them what you talking about. Yeah, because he just pale.
yeah, yeah. And like they talk about like the Nephilim look like clowns or jesters.
I
I
ain't
don't know
heard
if
that
anyone's
though. That's what it said in
yeah.
there in long legs.
No, no,
He
no.
kind of
The remember there's that guy, he's got a podcast, and he just wrote a book. It's called Nephilims Look Like Clowns. And he talks about like how he used to do DMT, and like
Nephilims
the
look like
jesters
clowns.
could be like could be like a demonic spirit. And I'm just saying, like, when I watched this movie, it brought me back to those two bad trips. And I kind of think I went into that vibration or dimension because I was so scared to smoke it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it lowered my vibration so much, I went into like a hell dimension.
Was it like a fiery hell dimension, or what did you
No,
make
no,
you
it
call
was
it a
like
hell dimension?
because like everything had that red. It was either red lighting, like a Christmas lights,
Yeah.
or like green. It was either red or green. I don't know. It was just creepy, man, because everything was black. It was like it's so hard to explain.
I gotta check this
But
Nephilim look like clowns because it's kind of weird that if if the Nephilim was the jesters, and
well,
they got some
that's what
crazy
he kind of
pictures.
talks about that because it says in the Bibles, right, that the Nephilim came from the fallen angels came down. They took women and mated with them. The women had babies. Those babies turned into the Nephilim. And they said as punishment, those Nephilim would have to stay here forever. So that so like they his his thought is that the reason why we're seeing them is because they're kind of stuck here. And then he goes into like they can go in it's a possibility that they can go into like you know, in like movies, like how the ghosts can or the spirits can manipulate electronics like TVs and stuff and like
Yeah.
poltergeists. Well, like, you know, that's all engineering.
Mm.
You know, the jinn, like
Yeah,
it's
the
kind of like
jinn.
a jinn spirit where the jinn never leave either.
It make
And
that's fuck, Crow.
yeah, it
That's
makes
crazy to
sense.
think about. It do make
And like
sense in a lot of
now,
different
yes,
ways. Even remember how
and
kids
then
used to be scared of clowns? Why
yeah,
was
dude,
that even a
all
thing?
yes,
Yeah, why
People,
was that?
because we
Yeah.
know it's in our DNA, man. It's
yeah,
in our
because
DNA.
the,
And they said yeah, and like the heart. So in Italy, the clown came from like in Italy. They had these plays, and in the play, they had this clown-like character named the Harlequin, and
heart,
that was
yeah,
like a jester.
heart like Harley
That was
Quinn.
the
That's why they
Yeah.
named her
yeah
Harley Quinn.
yeah. That's why they named her that. Yeah,
That
she's
is
named after
crazy.
basically a demonic jester from these old plays that were just ripped. Dude, it's really weird. You know, he would kill people and stuff. Wow.
Well, I'm about to see.
But,
That is
uh,
wow.
I think it's spelled a little differently. I don't know how to spell it, but he's got a YouTube page,
Clowns
and
originated in
I
ancient
think it's
Egypt,
called.
Greece, Rome, and their story can be tracked back. Dang, so they had clowns in ancient Egypt, like over 2,500 years ago, before Christ,
Oh yeah, or just
BCE.
or like the clowns in Dune.
Yeah. Ancient
Um,
Greece, ancient Rome, medieval Europe, 16th century Egypt.
and he goes over that in his book and like in all of his videos on YouTube. He shows how they all look very similar, and like even the clowns and dude, they're even in Africa, man, like dating thousands of years back. And they say there's two thoughts that people would dress up like, you know, like on Halloween, people dress up to look evil to scare away demons,
Yeah. Uh,
or or we're being tricked into doing it so that those spirits will enter in our body. So, like, say, someone who's dressed up like a pirate might attract a dead pirate who's like, oh, that's what I dressed like. So I'll go into that person. You get what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
from person to, yeah, that's fucking
But that's
crazy.
funny. That's kind of funny because that's like an ego thing, right? Like, oh, if I choose a body, I want it to wear the clothes I used to wear. So I don't know. That's probably bullshit.
But
Like,
it's wild when they talk about these things, and like I always, cause I ain't gonna lie, bro. I believe heaven is like in the mind, like it's there.
yeah,
So all these things that are a part of whether it's heaven or hell, like they're existing within every person. Because it seems like I don't know, bro. Sometimes I think like we created all these things as we were going, and we were understanding reality and understanding what we are, or ourselves, or our mind. We began to create other entities that would live and be able to live within us. Like not the underlying belief of the things that are, that we can see out there, but all these other things like the ideas and stuff created their own entities. And once those entities formed within us, they like would just live out reality within us, like love, and they'll play different parts within us.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and honestly, true. I think I lean more towards you, man. I think a lot of it, it's like we're doing it all because if you look at, and I don't mean to bring this into it, but if you look at just the word Christian, right? It's like
Yeah,
Christ, I am. There's literally I am is in the word Christian, like the great I am, right?
yeah,
And it's
yeah,
like it's just Christ, I am. So when you say I am, I am a Christian, you're saying I am a Christ, I am. That's what you're saying,
yeah, yeah. And that's what
right?
he told
And
them when they asked him his name. He said, "I'm the I am. I am.
yeah,
I'm the I am." And it's
but
crazy
then
because like the way I even put it in perspective, like when I was on the mushroom experience, I was able to see that shit, and it was like, whoa, okay, like you are the I
what was
am,
that
because
like?
it was weird because everything I looked at or I paid attention to, I became it. I was it. Like I was it, and I was like, all right, damn, I get it. I am that. I am that. I am that. I am all the things. That's why it's like it
Yeah,
don't matter what you put after the I am, I'm that too. So just
yeah.
call
It's
me
like
Yeah.
I
we're all down here. We're all down here playing a trick on ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
There was a
am.
movie, and in the movie, the guy was like, "Oh, I had a dream that I was pretending to not be me, or I was pretending to be me, or I forget how he said it, but he was basically saying like, I had a dream that I wanted to forget who I was, so that I could be someone else, pretending to forget who I was, so that I could try to figure out who I was." It made no sense. It was like,
That,
but
but
he was basically
It
he
does
was
though.
explaining what we're doing. We're
yeah,
pretending to forget who we are, so that we can come down here
and
to
be
try to
somebody.
figure out who we are.
Yeah.
Like what the?
No, we
And
to
that's
be
why
somebody else to figure out who we are.
yeah, to be someone else, could someone else, Joe the Crow. I'm Joe the Crow,
Yeah,
trying to figure out who I am. And it's like, and then when we leave here, we're gonna be like, why did we spend so much time talking about that stupid shit?
yeah. And Joe the Crow trying to
I,
figure out what everything is.
yeah,
It's
and it's
like
like,
that shit is
but that was like
crazy, Crow.
I know, dude. But that's why I like what you say. You always say, we're all gonna be who we're gonna be. Like, like a bird is gonna be a bird, and a deer's gonna be a deer.
Yeah,
You know, and like,
it's I think it's just weird to think about because you always get this thing that something here is broken, like it's not supposed to be this, it's not supposed to be that, when everything is working perfectly, like death is working perfectly, health is working perfectly, bad health is working all of it is working perfectly.
so here's the question, True. Here's the question, okay? So why is it why is it so many of us like don't just say, just don't go Grand Theft Auto on the whole fucking Matrix and just say, fuck this. You know, I ain't
Because
doing
then
this shit no more.
So-
You know what I mean? Like it's all a fucking game.
but that's the thing.
And just go do what they want to do.
It's people that's playing that part and doing that also. We just not doing it. But we are doing it to a certain extent.
Yeah. But you got, you know what I'm saying? Like, but like there is this,
Oh.
there's like this thing in the back of my head that's like, no, stop. It don't work that way. Like you may not want to go down that road. You know? It's like, but then you get like con artists and shit that like, I don't know, it's just like they can trick everyone.
And they're comfortable doing it. They like doing it.
But that's the crazy thing, man. Some people like to be tricked though. They like the
no, you're right.
Who doesn't like a fucking good magician?
Oh,
But like they like to be tricked. That's why the tricksters is out there. Cause they go in every which way to give you the optimum experience that you are looking for.
True. If you got a certain cognitive understanding incorrect, life is going to give you a trickster. I don't think anything that he just said was true, but I understand exactly why he came up with that conclusion. You came here to upgrade you or whatever the fuck we even doing. You know, so whatever happens here, remember we said this ain't real enough. So anything that happened here, you put it there. Right?
Yeah.
So here we're gonna rebel, we're gonna do the it's already happening, so it can be improved. So even when you rebel, I mean, it's going to naturally happen. If there's a empty space, it's gonna be filled. You know what I mean? So when you rebel, it's just like an empty space. You're trying to make people aware, hey, this is going on, and then the system upgrades it. So don't put too much energy in it. If you see something, do it. Don't take it too.
It's crazy. It's crazy because like even when you say that, like rebel, like. Somebody made that rule and said, okay, this is rebellion. This is what it's going to be. So when people do this, they'll know that they're not supposed to do this. Why is the reason they're not supposed to do this? Oh, because it's going to harm other humans. Not saying that you can't do that because you can actually do whatever the fuck you want. That's the way reality is. We just made rules to protect us, our species, of what we think we are.
Whatever bothers anything at all that disturb us, that's something we gotta deal with. It's got nothing to do with another individual. You gotta fix that problem. It's your responsibility.
You created the problem. Yeah. You gotta fix it. You like no matter what it was, you once said, "Oh, that's a problem. I need to fix it." It's like we constantly stepping above who else? Ourselves. Because we're creating the heights. We're creating the heights going, that is that. I need to get better than that. Like you create the height before you even take the trip of making yourself better than what that is, what that height that you created is. Or it's fucking weird as shit, but I don't know, I get it.
If I say I can, then I'm right. If I say I can't, then I'm right. If I say it's going to be hard, then I'm right. If I say it's going to be easy, then I'm right. Like the universe, it doesn't have this built-in meaning. It doesn't have this built-in intrinsic value. No, we put the value onto it. By not having an intrinsic value, it's receptive to our consciousness or our transmission or the way that our actions, our words, all these different vibrations or energy. It's gonna accept it. And I could kill 200,000 ants today, and then tomorrow I'm gonna go and save 200,000 ants. There's not a reward and punishment saying, oh, you killed those 200,000 ants. No, it's whatever you want to make it.
Yeah, it's whatever you want to make it. I think that's wild because people like as you growing, like people want you to be a certain way and be like this, the older version of yourself at a young age. And it's like, no, life is like that warrior's journey. you have to go through all the stages in order to make it up to this stage of, having that understanding. Instead of somebody just giving it to you and you just acting it out and just being it from right then, you didn't even go through the learning experience of having the experience of falling, doing something that you felt like was wrong, or like, bro, you gotta have those experiences. Like
Yeah, bro. It's like
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
reading a
because
book and only
playing,
reading the last chapter, or going to a
yes,
movie and skipping to the last 5 minutes. It's like,
yeah,
well, what
or
happened to the
playing,
rest of the
yeah,
movie?
playing the video game with all the cheat codes on, and it's
yeah,
Yeah,
just so okay. I get what you're saying. Well, that's what
yeah,
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, though. At what point does everyone just say, like, oh, man, screw this? No, you know what I mean? Like,
well,
I don't know.
that's part of saving the mentality of I want to save the world. Let me do this one thing for a cookie cutter that nobody else has to go through pain and suffering. Well, then you're taking away the free will choice of that person's book or movie or experience of finding
Yeah,
out those things for themselves and trying to give them the cheat code to live life. Now, there are techniques and faster ways to go through this process, but it only take the inward journey only is a single seater roller coaster.
Hey, Pro, tell me
yeah.
one thing. Pro, tell me one thing you would like to see change. Watch this.
Ooh,
What? Tell me one thing you're trying to like. The thing you have a little issue with. List one of them.
I don't know, dude. Just like I don't know, like kids starving
Exactly.
and
You
shit like
don't
that.
know. But you'll find it if you dig deep. Come, find
yeah,
something.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like
But it
starving or
sounds like
people
you got
freezing
stuff
to
on the
death.
top of the tip of your tongue the way you're speaking. But when you really look, oh shit, ain't nothing there.
Yeah,
But if you really look with your bullshit eyes, you're gonna find something. So if you look a little deeper, you'll find something. Find a problem. What's the problem, Crow? Tell me a problem.
Just people
What?
starving.
Okay, hold up. Starvation is the problem, correct?
yeah.
One problem.
All
Yeah.
right. So where are the people starving?
In America, let's say. You're just
Okay.
saying, but or
Why
I
are the
mean
people
any.
starving? Hold up. Why are they starving?
I mean there could be many reasons. I'm not sure which one you're looking
I
for.
don't believe they're starving. I think they're starving. And
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
then their body just move with it.
And
Because
accept
it's
it.
just a movement. Yeah. Anything is true, anything is wrong. Whichever way you put it. So you ain't starving. You go find something to eat. Oh, I don't like this. I don't want that. I don't like this. I don't want that one. I want that. You want red lobster. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's nobody starving on the planet, bro. You could go eat glass. It's just a big, deep conditioning. And at the same time, it isn't a conditioning. It's
There
more
are
like an awakening.
starving in this world. People starving.
All right, I'm starving right now, for example, because I haven't eaten all day.
Have the
But
option to.
no, I really don't. Everybody have an option. I'm from where you have never seen. You understand? Like the starvation thing where it really somewhat exists. So that's why I could tell you it don't exist. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
understanding.
In your
People perish for
experience.
lack of understanding. You know? They selling something at a store. They ain't
And
got
maybe
no money to buy the food. It's a
I'm
system.
Yeah.
starving
Look,
right now too because I didn't eat.
right.
He just said a problem. So
I am.
no,
I know. I know he said. I know he said a problem. But
Because
it's
look,
like, what do
we
you
is searching
consider?
for a problem. We came up with starving, bro. I mean, like if an animal out there starving, they go kill something and eat it.
Yeah, you got the
this
The
man.
fucking birds,
is
they ain't
problem.
starving, bro. There's shit provided for everybody.
Hey,
Human
There is no problem nowhere.
animals didn't starve to death too from not being able to find no food. It's happened.
Shit, and
It still
they
okay,
happened.
son,
didn't find it. They
you
didn't
got a
find it.
solution. You got a solution for everything. So how do we fix human traffic? What do we
There
do?
is no solution. You understand? There
You
is
just
no
had a
solution.
solution for starving. Go kill something. Now, what's the solution for human trafficking?
All right.
Yeah.
Let me tell you the solution. There is no solution. When you see it and you find it, then you fix it. You know what I mean? Until then, I can't make something up. I can't dip into the future or the past. I gotta live in my moment. So when I figure out where these bitch ass niggas is doing this stupid shit, then I could go cut their shit off. You know? But I ain't gonna sit down here and develop some type of tumor inside of myself worrying about something that ain't reached me. You know what I mean? Because existence is existence. Everything is happening.
I think it's a
What's not
difference
happening?
acknowledging it and worrying about it.
Oh, acknowledging. You're right. That's true.
You know, it's like, has anyone else noticed though, like, other than like time is speeding up, but like, if you'll be like, oh, if you certain things you think about, like it happens like that day or the next day.
Hey,
If
yo,
you get what
Crow,
I
I
mean?
Yeah.
think you gotta watch too much of them commercials on TV where they trying to dip in your pockets talking about donate to these kids in Africa, they starving.
No,
Motherfucker.
I don't watch TV. I don't watch TV. I mean, you just asked the question.
No,
I
I
was
know,
actually going to
I
say,
know. Just
I was
saying.
actually going to say human trafficking,
Hold on, give
but
me a
I
second.
didn't want to go that deep.
The reason you psychedelics
But yeah, I
is
know
Don't
exactly
worry,
what
Casey.
you're
We
talking
gonna
about. Like you'll be thinking something random as hell, and later on that day it'll happen. It's like what?
Yeah.
What?
somebody
Why
in
is
So,
the
this?
so
somebody in the chat said the reason you use psychedelics is to access hidden knowledge.
Yes.
yeah, absolutely. Oh, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys in the new TV show Dune Prophecy, they were doing what the DMT showed me to do, the toning. They
Mm-hmm.
showed it
Oh
right
yeah.
in there. Did you see it? They were
No.
doing it into the bowl of water. Yeah, they were. So it was all the women. It was the those women. They're not witches, but they're like women priests or but what's the word for that?
Priestesses.
The Jesuits or the geez, what are their names? Not the jihad. It's
But they women priests.
but anyways,
That's
yes,
The
the
more
Bene Jesuits. Thank you. Yes, them. They were doing a funeral. They were doing a funeral. So they put the shroud they were going to wrap the person in, they put it into a big bowl of water. And they all started toning, making tones with their voices and the water started vibrating. And what they did was they infused their vibration into the shroud and then they wrapped her in it. And then but like I was saying, when the DMT showed me this, they said through doing that you will unlock your DNA and gain certain powers. And all of those Bene Jesuits, like they have the voice, where they can tell someone to do something and they'll do it, like
mhm.
mind control. Very much like the damn Jedi's. I mean, that's where George Lucas got the idea, for
Like
the
on
Jedi
Dune,
powers
like on Dune when they was
was
talking,
from Dune.
and when they was talking in the snake voice, like
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's the TV and on the TV show True, the first episode they were showing the women, they were all toning, and it was saying like how the very first woman that she started to learn the powers. Well, the DMT was showing me that by us doing that, it does something to our DNA and like unlocks the potential in us. But it was just crazy that I saw it in the TV show, you know what I mean? And that was over 2 years ago.
At this point in time, be at, bro. This is the moment, you know? Yeah. So everything that can happen is happening right now, some way, somehow. We just gotta tune into that type of frequency, you know? Everything is happening somewhere.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
I ain't got time to take nothing personal or serious down here. That's how you get screwed and actually believe in something. Then that shit'll work on you. That's why they call it voodoo. You know what I mean?
It's
When you
all
believe in
happening.
it,
yeah,
Everything that you can think of
like
and not think of is happening.
it's like some type
Yep.
of power to know that everyone is
so
receiving
if I want to
the
believe in
same
my
reality you
little
are.
peaceful world that is full
Creation.
of solutions, it exists because that's where I reside at. You understand?
It's kind of like part of creation is like creating something, and part of it is discovering, and then part of it is finding out that's the same thing.
I think that's the crazy part of it is finding out it's all the same thing. Because you don't want it
Whether
to
you
be the
create it or
same thing.
discover it,
Yeah,
it's not
whether you
new.
create it or discover it, like he was
Yeah,
saying, the reason you
because
use
it's sound, but
psychedelics. Go ahead.
Blue flame up.
it kind of don't sound that good at first. I think but then we realize what that actually means. It's actually a good thing
Yeah,
because we use what's already there, but we are doing something new in a sense, and at least in the mind of the person that we're being in that dream, even if it's not actually new.
it's,
Like that.
it's wild because the like even when you say the hidden knowledge, it's like nothing is hidden.
I don't motherfucking
Ain't nothing hidden. That's
Yeah,
the
we say
crazy
hidden,
thing.
even though it's hidden. That's like a word because we think hidden in our linear language. We would think that means first it wasn't hidden, then somebody hid it. But it's just like the nature of it. It's just the unseen.
hey, hey,
It's just how
no,
it's supposed to
but
be.
but then when you find something that is so called hidden, you going, where did it come from? Because it had like it ain't like
But
it
you
was
could
just.
say that too, like because then
It's
what
always
words do you
there.
assign to what? Like if I say the unseen and it's pointing at something that's currently unseen, but then once it's seen, it's not the unseen anymore.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't
not.
call it that anymore.
Yeah, you
There's
can't
something
call it
else.
that. You can't
That's
call
why
it
they say
hidden
that.
knowledge no more.
That's
Cause
why they say the eye can't see itself, or you can only see one side of your hand at the same time. Because if you're on the other unseen realm, then the earth becomes unseen when you're there. This is the spirit realm.
yeah, then this place ceased to exist. Like you'll be on psychedelics, you'll be in another place, and this place won't exist no more. And you'll just be in that space and being whatever you are there. It's hidden until you copperheaded. Hey, yeah, it's hidden until you know you experience it, but it was always there. Like it's wild because like all these things was always here and they were always a part of us. We just taught ourselves not to look at them rightfully. We was taught to look at it this way instead of that way. Because if we look at it that way, then we're gonna have control over what we do and who we are, whatever.
These things.
But I'm about to have to head out, y'all. I gotta go grab the little ones, and
Right.
I'm gonna try to
All
I'm gonna
right,
try to
go.
come back later, but I'm gonna have to be a
Peace,
little
big bro.
lower. All right. Moment Line Ranch,
Mhm.
Jamaica
Yeah.
Sun Zoo, Red Wing Crow,
Moving like, thank you, bro. Thanks for talking
Kristen.
with us.
Man, thank you for talking with me. I'm not talking with y'all. Y'all talking with me. It's a difference. It's a difference. Thank you for talking with me, okay? Because else I'll just be here talking to myself.
We are all here talking to self.
Hard.
Thank you.
I'll just be talking
Thank
to
you.
me.
Somewhere.
But all right, Discord. And yeah, and everybody, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna try to. I'm most likely I'll be back later. Most likely, I don't know. We'll see, because I've been working on a lot of different things right now. But other than that, thank you for joining. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out, and make sure the rest of your day be